The night sky had always been full of secrets, but on this particular night, the stars seemed to whisper louder than usual, not with words, not with sound, but with a soft trembling glow that moved like 1,000 heartbeats in the sky. In a quiet town called Willowbrook, where the winds always smelled a little like pine trees, and the nights always felt a little cooler than they should, a young girl named Alara stood by her bedroom window, watching the sky with sleepy eyes. Alara was 13, old enough to understand that the world was bigger than adults said, but young enough to still believe that magic hid inside everyday moments. Her grandmother once told her, "Some people are born with a piece of the night sky inside them. You, my sweet Alara, you are one of them." Alara never forgot those words, especially because her grandmother, Nora, passed away the next winter. On this night, while everyone else slept, Alara felt something strange pull her awake. It was like the moon had tapped on her window and whispered, "Come outside." So she quietly slipped out of bed, pulled on her hoodie, and stepped into the cold night air. The stars shivered again, a soft trembling glow, as if greeting her. "Alara!" The voice came from nowhere, soft, calm, familiar. Her heart raced. She spun around, but no one was there. "Alara!" There it was again. And this time she realized the voice was coming from above. Slowly, she lifted her eyes to the sky, and what she saw made her gasp. A star smaller than the others, but glowing more softly, was drifting downward, drifting toward her. The star floated gently, gracefully, like a snowflake refusing to melt. Alara stepped back as it hovered in front of her, just a few feet above the ground. It wasn't hot, or blinding, or fiery. It was warm, like a candle glowing behind frosted glass. The star pulsed once, and suddenly a voice filled her mind. "Don't be afraid." Alara's breath caught. Who are you?" "I am Lysar," the star said. "A star keeper." Alara blinked. "A what?" The star dimmed slightly, as if choosing the right words. "Every star in the sky has a keeper, someone who protects its light, someone who helps it shine. But something has happened. The stars are growing weaker, and I need your help." Alara stared, half convinced she was dreaming. "Why me?" she whispered. Lysar glowed a little brighter. "Because, Alara, you are a child of the night sky, just like your grandmother." Alara's chest tightened. "My grandma? Nora?" "Yes, she was one of us. And now it is your turn." The wind stirred. The trees rustled. A distant owl hooted, as if acknowledging the truth of Lysar's words. Alara's mind flooded with questions. Was her grandmother really magical? Why didn't anyone tell her? And why would a star need her? As if reading her thoughts, Lysar said gently, "Alara, the sky is fading. The lights you see above, they are losing their warmth, their glow, their stories." "Stories," Alara echoed. "Yes, every star carries a story, the memories of the universe, and those memories are disappearing." Alara's breath trembled. "What do you want me to do?" Lysar drifted closer. "Come with me." Before Alara could respond, the world around her began to shift. The air shimmered like heat waves over asphalt. "Wait, hold on," she gasped, but her voice stretched like warm taffy. Her feet lifted off the ground. The trees blurred. The wind turned into music. And suddenly, she was no longer in Willowbrook. She stood in an endless ocean of darkness. Not empty, but full. Full of swirling lights, glowing threads, floating islands of dust, and shimmering constellations that breathed like living beings. "This is the celestial realm," Lysar said. "The place where starlight lives before it enters the sky." Alara turned slowly, eyes wide. Everything looked like space, but more alive, more emotional, like a dream painted with light. "Beautiful," she whispered. "Yes," Lysar replied, "but it is dying." Alara felt a knot tighten in her chest. "What do I have to do?" Lysar floated ahead. "Come. Someone needs to meet you." They drifted toward a glowing bridge made of light that curved upward into nothingness. At the center of the bridge stood a woman with silver hair and soft gold eyes that looked like melted sunlight. She smiled warmly. "Alara, I've waited a long time to meet you." Alara froze. She knew that voice, that warm tone. "Grandma Nora?" The woman's smile deepened. "Not exactly, but close." Lysar explained, "This is Ariel, one of the oldest star keepers. She was your grandmother's mentor." Ariel touched Alara's cheek gently. "Your grandmother spoke of you often. You were her brightest little star." Alara swallowed hard, fighting tears. "I miss her." "She misses you too," Ariel whispered. "But she left you something important. Her gift." "My gift?" Alara asked. Ariel nodded. "You can feel the emotions of stars, their stories, their memories." Alara blinked. "I don't know how to do that." Ariel smiled softly. "You will." Ariel gestured, and the space around them darkened. Constellations appeared. Orion, Cassiopeia, Lyra, Taurus, but their lights flickered like dying candles. "What's happening to them?" Alara whispered. Ariel's voice was grave. "Their stories are fading. The memories inside them are leaking away, forgetting themselves." Lysar added, "If a constellation forgets its story, its star will go dark forever." Alara clenched her fists. "How do we fix it?" Ariel took a deep breath. "Alara, you must enter their memories. You must remind the stars of who they are." "Enter their memories?" Alara echoed. "Yes." Ariel's voice was soft but steady. "Only a child of the night sky can do it." Alara hesitated. "What if I mess up?" Ariel squeezed her hand. "You won't. You were chosen for a reason." Ariel raised her arm, and the constellation Orion appeared in front of them, like a giant shimmering figure. The stars that formed his body blinked weakly, struggling to stay alive. "Alara," Ariel said gently, "reach out." Alara swallowed hard. Her hand trembled, but she extended it toward Orion's brightest star, Rigel. The moment her fingers touched its light, the universe shattered. Alara found herself standing in the middle of a battlefield, not a violent one, but one made of shadows and stars. A giant warrior made of starlight knelt before her, his swords dim, His armor cracked. "Who am I?" he whispered, voice trembling like thunder forgetting how to roar. Alara approached cautiously. "You are Orion, the hunter of stars, protector of the sky." Orion shook his head slowly. "I can't remember. Everything is slipping." Alara suddenly felt warmth in her chest. A gentle pulsing, like a heartbeat that wasn't her own. The gift, her grandmother's gift. She placed her hand over Orion's chest, over the star that formed his heart. "Let me remind you," she whispered. A rush of memories hit her. Orion saving lost stars, chasing away cosmic storms, standing in front of frightened galaxies to shield them. The memories flooded into him like warm rain. Orion stood taller, his armor healed, his swords burned bright. "I remember," he breathed. "Thank you." The world exploded into light, and Alara found herself back on the celestial bridge. Ariel smiled in relief. "Well done." Alara exhaled shakily. "That was intense." Lysar nodded. "And Orion is only the beginning." Around them, thousands of lights flickered weakly, constellations fading, stars dimming, stories dying. Alara whispered, "I have to help them all, don't I?" Ariel placed a warm hand on Alara's shoulder. "Yes, you must, but you won't do it alone." The next chapters describe Alara's long journey. She entered the memories of Cassiopeia, a proud queen who forgot her courage; Lyra, a musical star who forgot her song; Cygnus, a swan constellation who lost his wings; Taurus, the guardian bull who forgot his strength; Andromeda, the chained princess who forgot she was free; Leo, the lion who forgot how to roar; Aquarius, the water-bearer who forgot his purpose. Each constellation existed in its own universe-like memory, and each time, Alara had to help them remember their stories, sometimes by kindness, sometimes by listening, sometimes by reminding them of who they once were. With each story she restored, the sky grew brighter, but the more constellations she healed, the weaker she became, because every time she touched a star's heart, she gave it a piece of her own light. And soon there wasn't much left inside her. At the center of the celestial realm was a darkness so deep that even stars refused to shine near it. Ariel revealed the truth. Alara, the constellations aren't fading on their own. Something is stealing their memories. "A creature," Alara whispered. "A void," Ariel replied. "A hungry emptiness called Umbrax. It grows stronger the more memories it swallows." Alara shivered. "How do we stop it?" Lysar dimmed sadly. "You already know the answer." Alara's chest tightened. "I have to face it." Umbrax appeared like a swirling storm of ink, a vortex of forgotten laughter, lost hopes, and fading dreams. As Alara approached, she felt her mind tugged, as if memories were being pulled from her, stolen one by one. She heard whispers, "You don't matter. You're too small. You can't save anyone. No one will remember you." Alara fell to her knees. Tears spilled down her cheeks. But then, a voice echoed inside her. Not Lysar, not Ariel, her grandmother. "Alara, my sweet star, your light is not measured by its brightness, but by the warmth it brings to others." Alara stood slowly. Her chest glowed, one last spark of light inside her. She stepped forward and placed her hand inside the darkness. "I remember who I am," she whispered, "and that's enough." Her light spread, warm, soft, peaceful, like a lullaby made of starlight. Umbrax screamed, the darkness cracking like broken glass, until with a final shatter, it dissolved into dust. The celestial realm exploded into brilliance. Every constellation blazed with life again. Alara collapsed, exhausted, the last of her light fading. "Alara!" Ariel cried, rushing to her. But Lysar whispered sadly, "She saved us, but gave up everything." Ariel knelt beside Alara, tears in her glowing eyes. But then, the sky above them shimmered. The stars began to pulse. One by one, they released tiny threads of light that drifted downward and wrapped around Alara's body. The constellations she saved were giving her their light back. Slowly, her chest began to glow again. Her breathing steadied. Her eyes fluttered open. Ariel whispered, "Alara, you have become a keeper." Lysar bowed deeply. "Alara, you are now a star keeper of the realm." Alara smiled weakly. "I think Grandma would be proud." Ariel touched her cheek. "She already is." When Alara opened her eyes again, she was standing in her backyard. The grass was cold, the moon was bright, and the stars above her glowed with a special warmth, like they were watching over her. She whispered to the sky, "Good night," and the stars twinkled back, as if saying the same. Alara climbed into bed, pulled her blanket close, and drifted into the softest, safest sleep she had ever felt, because she knew, somewhere out there, in the sky beyond the sky, the stars remembered her, and they always would.